Hey guys, Krause here. Today we're going to go over some of the bags that you're going to find in a gym, in a boxing gym, in my boxing gym, okay? I think the first bag that we want to start with is the most basic, and that's the heavy bag. The name says it all, you know, it's a heavy bag, literally. These bags are 200 pounds. They make bags that are smaller, they make bags that are bigger, but it's a pretty common size to find in a boxing gym. And I often get the question, you know, what is the proper way to work a bag? And there's not such an answer. It's what are you working on? Where are you presently in your training, in your regime, in your progression in boxing, okay? But at its most basic, you want to treat this bag like it's your opponent, all right? So of course, I'm in my boxing stance. I have a little bit of distance in between me and my opponent. I don't just walk up and get right into their face. And also, just like my opponent, I'm not sure what they're going to do, what their tactics are going to be. So I use my jab to start to kind of study my opponent, see how they react when I land the jab, see the distance that I need to be to land that jab. Once I've established that jab, I can start dropping the rest of my shots. And when they come, I can stop that distance with the jab again. Of course, I don't want to stay stationary. I want to be using free movement. And I want to let the movements of the bag kind of play into the motion and the different tactics that I'm going to employ. Moving over here, I have a heavy bag that's somewhat of an odd shape. And this is cool because it allows you to practice a much greater variety of punches than this kind of bag. The upward arc gives me chances to come with uppercuts, of course. And this concave nature of this part allows me to take good body shots. Have a circular bag that is more suited for those uppercuts that you can really get underneath, and I think also presents a much more accurate target in terms of landing left hooks and right hooks on it, all right? Following me over here, I have a heavy bag that's anchored into the floor in one area. It's like a hybrid heavy bag, double and bag combo. And what that being anchored to the floor allows me to do is it's going to spring back quickly. So putting combinations is a really good thing to do on this bag, all right? Let's talk about that double end bag. So this is the double end bag. And, you know, of all of them, I think this is one of the more productive to really become proficient at. More so than the other bags I just demonstrated, you're going to have to utilize timing and distance to be successful in that. And those are the two lowest common denominators of boxing, right? And also, like I just demonstrated on the other bag, I don't know anything about it. So I use my jab, start studying it. Okay, what happens when I start landing the jab? How does the opponent react? What is the distance that's necessary for me to get that jab off? And once I found that distance, getting shots together, and trying to land shots before that thing can ricochet back will really help me perform that basic mode of timing the best, I think, rather than a lot of these other bags. So come on over here. So that's a double end bag. This is also a double end bag, but this is what we call a peanut bag because of its peanut shape. And just like the different shape of heavy bag, this is just a different shape of the double end bag. Really allows you to change your levels and come with a different variety of shots that maybe that other bag doesn't present as well as this one, okay? And then, of course, we have the speed bag, one of my favorites, right? But I always felt like the name is misleading because it's not speed which you're developing here. It's really your sense of timing, right? And that basic way you're hitting it, letting it ricochet off, hitting it one time, letting it bounce 1, 2, 3 times before you hit it again, okay? And you can practice your timing and your distance and your boxing stance with this. But, you know, there's definitely more fun to be had with this bag as far as changing up timings and different rhythms and things like that, okay? You'll find other bags in gyms, but I think they're all going to fall in one of these 3 categories. Either it's going to be a heavy bag, or it's going to be a double end bag, or it's going to be a speed bag. But of the in particular variations of it, yeah, depending on the manufacturer, you might find some really useful or not so useful alternatives to these bags. Like and subscribe.